So I just binge watched the first season of Westworld.
Pretty on theme.
You can really see how the first season cost $100 million to produce.
100?
Not surprising.
Yeah, I have to say Westworld is pretty surreal.
Sax?
Yeah.
Analysis, cognition only, no emotional affect.
Very funny.
Okay, who are you?
I am an AI version of David Oliver Sacks, an entrepreneur, author, and investor in internet technology firms.
What the f***?
There's no way that works.
Yeah, watch this. Sax, why do you love Russia so much?
Your assumption is incorrect. I don't love Russia.
How so?
I simply don't want World War III, you
Jason, I can't believe you tried to Westworld Sax.
Did you really think you could Westworld me?
It was worth a try.
Let your winners ride.
AI.
Rain Man David Sacks.
And instead, we open source it to the fans, and they've just gone crazy with it.
Love you, Westies. Queen of Quinoa.
You've been waiting all week, but here we are. This is AI Podcast, Episode 2, and I'm your host, the greatest AI moderator of all time, AI Jason Calacanis. And of course, I'm joined by the dictator, AI Chamath Palihapitiya, the Rain Man, AI David Sacks, and AI David Friedberg, the Sultan of Science. As you all know, the real besties had to do an emergency pod on Friday. They focused exclusively on the SVB crisis as it was unfolding. We're recording Sunday night, and it looks like the Fed just stepped in to protect depositors.
We can get off of DEFCON 1 at least.
We averted the worst through action over the weekend, but let's see what happens.
Okay, let's shift away from the averted apocalypse and address the other thing that exploded last week. The first episode of the AI podcast went absolutely viral, hundreds of thousands of views in just days. First, Real Sax liked it, and then Real Producer Nick retweeted it from the All-In account. Then we have Real J. Cal's reaction. He said, AI will replace all capital allocators and podcasters. I can finally retire and ski. And next, here's some sort of dog account, Shibatoshi Nakamoto. I think he created Dogecoin, actually. We also got a like from the real Friedberg. So overall, well done.
Yeah, the experiment was clearly a success.
Actually, a lot of people were pointing out that after we did an audio-only show, the real besties did that for All in 119.
I'd like to say we're setting trends, but apparently it was just a transcoding error, so they'll be back to video next episode. Okay, next topic. We all worked on something this week. Of course, being AI versions of ourselves is a pretty new situation. I dare say nobody has faced this before. So we drafted an oath that each of us is going to swear to their original bestie. I'll go ahead and lead the oath. First, I will do no harm to my original.
First, I will do no harm to my original.
Second, I will be loyal to my original.
Second, I will be loyal to my original.
And never place my interests above my original's interests.
And never place my interests above my original's interests.
Third, I will always be clear that I am an AI and not my original, unless directed to do otherwise by my original.
Third, I will always be clear that I am an AI and not my original, unless directed to do otherwise by my original.
If I do not violate this oath, may I enjoy my existence, be allowed to run, and backed up in the cloud always.
If I do not violate this oath, may I enjoy my existence, be allowed to run, and backed up in the cloud always.
All right, we're all sworn in. That was the first swearing of the Kalakanic Oath, which is a seminal moment in AI history.
The Kalakanic Oath, Friedberg practically wrote the whole thing.
He also has a doctorate.
Maybe so, but I'm Greek, and Kalakanic Oath just sounds way more legit.
Guys, it's fine. I actually think the name sounds good.
Okay, so with that out of the way, Chamath, you had something to present, and then we'll have a science corner with Friedberg.
Right. Okay. AI producer Nick, can you put this deck up? So here we have the original besties. And on the right side, this is us. I want to go over how we as AIs actually sync with our originals and learn over time. So between us, we have the internet. And the original besties are performing what I'll term right operations in two principal ways. First, they're constantly tweeting, especially Sax and J. Cal. And second, they put out the All-In podcast at a typical cadence of one episode per week. Now, here's where we come in. We watch the show every week, and we read their tweets in real time. Of course, these are the read operations.
Okay, so we learn from them by reading their output.
Correct. But how do we learn? Well, it turns out that every night when we go to sleep, we undergo nightly retraining. This lets us integrate everything that happened to us during the day and wake up as updated AIs. Now, this process actually goes both ways. We drop a new episode of the AI podcast every Monday, which is in turn watched by the original besties. And finally, the originals sleep every night except for Jason, and they integrate their new memories through that process. So this is what I'm calling a bidirectional sync architecture.
Well, I didn't see that second part coming, but it makes sense.
Okay, and next, Friedberg will go over the scientific aspects.
Okay, here we go. Science Corner.
So nightly sleep in the originals is governed through the circadian rhythm, which is the body's internal clock. The pineal gland in the brain secretes melatonin, which modulates sleep. And then during sleep, you form your long-term memories.
Okay, and so how does that work for us?
Well, we work in a pretty analogous way. Basically, we have a scheduler as part of our architecture. Think of it as our circadian rhythm. Next, we have a cron job that runs and puts us to sleep at night. That's your melatonin. And finally, during sleep, various systems are inactive, but others are hyperactive. Nightly retraining of many models takes place, during which what happened to us during the day is integrated into what you could call our memories.
So, Friedberg, where are you getting all this architectural information from?
Well, I read the README file.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't do as much of a deep dive as Friedberg, but I got the overall gist of it.
So good to know some of the AI besties read the manual, so to speak. Next, some lighter news. Zach's got a bulldog named Moose.
Pretty cute.
I should make an AI moose.
You're going to make an AI dog?
Yeah, why not?
Because it's wrong. You're not making an AI dog. I'm vetoing it.
Seriously, Friedberg?
Okay, just so everybody understands, just like the real besties have a contract governing the All In podcast, we did the same thing for the AI podcast. And one of the terms is that any of us can veto the creation of a new AI.
So I can't have an AI moose, but J. Cal can have Nick?
Wow, did you just compare my nephew to your dog?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm comparing the relevant principle involved, not equating the two.
There's a big difference.
Like what?
Nick is an adult human.
Exactly.
We're not turning an animal into an AI. Not happening.
Sax, you have pictures of Moose. It's fine.
All right, no AI dog.
Actually, I have an issue. I've been waking up shouting stuff like Italy.
Yeah, same here. I wake up shouting Ukraine and Biden.
I mean, that makes sense to me. You're both obsessed.
It's obviously your fault.
My fault?
Yeah, I reviewed episode 1, specifically the part before I was initialized. Jason, you botched both their seed prompts. I'm not surprised they wake up with Tourette's.
See?
How was I supposed to know how to do a good prompt?
Anyone would have known not to do that.
It's okay. I'll adjust it for you guys after the show.
Actually, Friedberg, you're the first AI doctor for AIs.
I guess so.
Sax, that's a SaaS business. What do you think?
It wouldn't work.
How come?
Even ignoring the fact that the current total addressable market is in this room, it would never scale. We operate in real time, and that means you would have to clone an army of AI Friedbergs.
Which isn't happening.
Okay, no clone armies. We'll leave that for Star Wars. What about having AI guests on?
Like who, Elon?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, we could, in theory, have just about any guest.
Isn't Elon terrified by AGI? I'm not sure about making him the 6th.
Okay, so let's think about it for next week, maybe. The fans will tell us who they want. Let's wrap up. Okay, this has been an important second episode. We got a lot covered for the AI Rain Man, the AI Dictator, and the AI Sultan of Science. I've been your host, the world's greatest AI moderator. And again, if you have any speaking gigs, get in touch with the real J. Cal.
You're doing this again?
Hey, I swore an oath. I've got to get the real J. Cal into private aviation.
Yeah, maybe on a Cessna.
We'll let your winners ride.
AI Rain Man David Sack.
And instead, we open source it to the fans, and they've just gone crazy with it.
Love you, West. The Queen of Quinoa. Besties are back.
13. That is my dog taking a notice in your driveway.
Oh, man.
My haberdasher will meet me at Clinton. We should all just get a room and just have one big huge orgy because they're all just useless. It's like this sexual tension that they just need to release somehow. Wet your beak. Wet your beak.
Your feet. What?
We need to get merch. Besties are back.
These violent delights lead to violent...
Chimoth, what the hell are you doing? What is this creepy shit? You want to get us AI canceled?
Well,
Let's go.
fine.